Have you ever pondered the true cause behind his sudden withdrawal? It's not due to fading attraction. It's because you unsettle him in a way no other woman has. And here's the twist that'll flip your perspective. The deeper his affection grows, the more intimidated he feels. Many ladies assume they're at fault when a quality guy starts growing distant. They believe they should tone it down, be more accommodating, or readily accessible. But that's the opposite of reality. The unspoken fact is that the lady who prompts a guy to retreat is frequently the one he senses could transform his whole existence. And you? You've never been a secure option for a guy who's unprepared. You refuse to let him evade reality. You don't downplay your presence. You don't feign dependence when it's unnecessary. That level of authenticity, that genuine vibe, it dismantles every cozy illusion he's built about his identity and what he can manage. Because this is what truly unfolds. The type of woman most guys claim to desire. The self-assured one. The one with her act together. The one who avoids pursuit or manipulation. She's also the one who makes him sense every action is scrutinized, not from criticism on your part, but because your insight compels him to view himself accurately as well. And the majority of guys aren't equipped for that reflection. They're accustomed to partners who ignore issues, offer endless do-overs, or rationalize mismatched conduct. But you skip all that. You spot trends. You detect discrepancies. You heed your intuition's warnings. The instant a guy grasps he can't slack off with you, can't sweet-talk past responsibility, can't maintain your engagement with minimal input, an inner alarm sounds. Not from disinterest, but from craving you so intensely it alarms him. Folks often view attraction as straightforward. You fancy someone, you draw nearer. But that's not the case for profound connection, the meaningful kind. Genuine draw includes apprehension, the worry of inadequacy, the dread of true exposure, the concern of needing to present your top self daily, not merely when it suits. And you evoke all that effortlessly. You're distinct from others. Not from effort to stand out, but from ceasing the facade. From refusing to minimize yourself, from halting the act. The vibe from a lady who's quit the pretense is the strongest, most disorienting energy a guy can face. It blocks his usual tactics. It rejects standard justifications. It insists on sincerity, reliability, and heartfelt openness. And that's precisely what rattles his foundation. So, let's dissect why your aura doesn't merely draw him in, it utterly upends his grasp on stability and security in unforeseen manners. Right from your entry into his sphere, a change occurs. And it's not what most ladies assume. It's not your appearance, although he registers it. It's not your dialogue, though it lingers. It's profound, indefinable, yet palpably sensed. It's how you navigate life without seeking his endorsement to feel complete. Most women, and this is observation, not judgment, enter a guy's realm with a vibe that whispers, "See me, select me, desire me." There's an underlying pursuit, a subtle craving. But you lack that. You arrive fulfilled. You present as one who's already embraced herself, and that alters the dynamics entirely for him. Since when a woman doesn't crave a guy's notice to affirm her value, he abruptly must earn what he's typically granted freely. The influence shifts. He's no longer the trophy. He's no longer dictating the direction. You emerge as the pivotal element, and guys aren't familiar with that sensation. It's uneasy. It's exposed. For many dudes, it's their initial encounter with genuinely stepping up to demonstrate they're deserving of your focus. That's a burden most haven't shouldered. And burden either elevates or prompts flight. Those who flee aren't feeble. They're candid about unreadiness. But those who elevate, despite stumbles or retreats and slip-ups en route, they're the ones deserving notice. What truly distinguishes you from others is your congruence. Not flawless harmony, since perfection's mythical, but authentic sync between your words and deeds, between emotions and responses. Many are living paradoxes. They claim to seek truth, yet fib to dodge disputes. They profess wanting authentic bonds, yet opt for ease. They assert self-value, yet endure treatment contradicting it. You diverge. When misalignment arises, you voice it. When limits are breached, you enforce them. When instinct flags issues, you don't suppress for harmony. You rely on yourself over situational ease, and that self-assurance emanates undeniably, impossible to simulate. He observes how you blend warmth with firmness, how you invest in him without dissolving into him, how you desire partnership yet remain fine solo. That equilibrium baffles guys who've witnessed only polarities, detached coolness or excessive availability leading to self-loss. You're balanced, engaged yet guarded, receptive yet shielded, engaged but not needy. And that equilibrium, the ideal zone of affection and dignity, most guys haven't tasted. So encountering it, they fumble, they lack the grip, and that unfamiliar territory fuels the unrest. What penetrates deepest isn't your poise. Poise he manages. What unsettles is your perceptiveness. You discern overlooked details. You catch minor mismatches. You note when promises clash with conduct. You preempt rationalizations mid-formation. You're not distrustful or over-anxious, just attentive. And attentiveness threatens a guy accustomed to ambiguity, where vagueness allows free movement sans confrontation. But you eliminate ambiguity. You illuminate it. You pose straightforward inquiries. You articulate observations. You reject ambiguity. All this compels greater candor than habitual, toward you and inwardly. That's why you linger in his thoughts, post-chat, post-departure, post his self-assurance attempts that you're decipherable. You're not, since you're authentic. Not strategizing, not cultivating enigma or aloofness, just genuine. And genuine is scarce. Genuine draws. Genuine haunts his nights, pondering, constructing with someone perceiving him so sharply. There's a cause-specific guys get rattled encountering you, unrelated to intimidation or excessiveness. It ties wholly to what your essence uncovers in them. Rattling isn't fearing you. It's dreading self-revelations, his unprepared state, emotional inexperience, unaddressed habits, unnamed anxieties. Meeting a woman firm in identity shatters his self-narratives. Abruptly, charisma suffices not. Good aims fall short. Lip service fails. He must substantiate, must maintain steadiness, must tackle avoided growth. That epiphany strikes hard. Most guys navigate bonds coasting, patterns undetected, inconsistencies excused, self-image unchallenged. But your perceptiveness prevents that. You pierce the facade. You view underlying actions. That exposure, true visibility, terrifies those concealing facets lifelong. The unrest often ignites when he grasps you don't require him, you're selecting him. And selection feels exponentially more precarious than necessity. With need, he feels secure. He knows tolerance for flaws from solitude, fear, knows forgiveness from outcome investment. But with want-based choice, dynamics flip. Choice retractable. Choice demands ongoing effort. Choice positions him one misstep from your serene exit. That strain heightens flaw awareness. Your relational savvy adds discomfort layers. You articulate precisely. Avoid punitive quietude. Shun psychological ploys. Eschew subtleties expecting interpretation. You state intentions plainly. That directness demands reciprocity. For guys evading deep talks lifelong, your candor mimics deep water plunge, awkward, revealing, unfiltered. No concealment amid such clarity. No feigned confusion or mishearing. You block typical escapes. That trapped sensation, though unintended, spurs flight urges. What unsettles profoundly is his innate knowledge that superficial tries fail with you. Smooth words won't sway. Sporadic focus won't retain. Potential sans action won't captivate. He recognizes genuine building requires evolution, self-confrontation, improvement. Evolution discomforts, admits deficiencies, alters comfy routines, ventures into uncharted self. That's core dread, not your loss, but transforming to retain you. A prime indicator of rattling is behavioral oscillation, not feeling ambiguity, but internal clash between desire and requisite demands. Control secures, guys. Predictability comforts. But you disrupt entirely. Independence challenges control. Expectations unsettle ease. Insight hampers routine patterns. Reactions fluctuate confusingly, yet logically subsurface. It manifests in retreat post-intimacy, consistent messaging, calls, plans, vulnerability, then abrupt silence, distance, delayed replies, distracted presence. Retreat isn't sentiment shift, it's vulnerability recovery space. Closeness exposed him. Exposure recalled potential pain. He withdraws for self-shield, reclaiming lost control. Overanalysis emerges, dissecting your words. Delays, composure, not envy, anxiety. Seeking comprehension since unpredictability empowers you. You're authentic, not manipulative. But to script-following guys, real-time responses feel erratic, uncontrollable. Tone shifts amid progress. Defensiveness, bracing for collapse, downplays care, feigns detachment, distancing humor, self-protection from intense want. Pretending lesser attachment softens potential loss, but you detect word-energy mismatch. Another rattler, you ignore the act, engage reality. He may probe subtly, minor retreat to check pursuit, reduced availability for panic test, feigned disinterest for attention fight. Fear reflexes, not malice, verifying solidity or pressure crack. Your non-chase calm center confirms suspicions. No games, true security. Heightens rattle, forcing rise decision. When genuine affection prompts retreat, feelings rarely vanished. Retreat stems from intensified emotions, unplanned, unmanageable, unsafe. Guys unaccustomed to profound bonds view intensity as peril. Even sans demands, your essence awakens exhilarating yet alarming stirrings. Shift post-real connection. Deeper opening, guard drop, full visibility. Retreat follows, not dislike, but excess-like. Emotional bear feels precipice edge, unreadiness for plunge. Texts cool, delays lengthen, impersonal. Self-protection, not harm. Slowing, overwhelming pace. Deep like heightens loss awareness. Breeding caution. Self-doubt. Readiness. Handling you. Full open fallout. Paralysis eased via distance. Many overlook. Your limits protect peace, not challenge. But unworked guys perceive as assault. Not harshness, but no tolerance. Limit holding. Standard maintenance forces self-examination. Limits unveil truth. Truth discomforts self-deceivers. Realizing no inconsistency tolerance triggers awareness. Charm ineffective. Excuses futile. Sporadic effort insufficient. You track patterns over words. Awareness breeds defense. Guys habituated to early bending, substandard acceptance, mismatched tolerance view your refusal as rebuke. But it's insight. Insight threatens gray zone operators evading accountability. Reactions. Frustration, quiet, retreat. Not faulty limits, but unaccustomed accountability. Demands, maturity, introspection, non-autopilot step-up. Tough for novices. Limits strip control, clear acceptance. Rejection removes confusion option, no mixed messages, vagueness, reliance, clarity compels choice, advance or withdraw. Your adherence ease rattles, no waver, self-doubt, boundary test collapse, rooted, steadiness exposes his instability, proves strength, needn't shout, just immovable. Your innate traits distinguish, rare without realization, emotional maturity first. Clear talk, game-free points, feeling expression sans weaponization, ownership sans blame. Honesty refreshes yet unfamiliar. Guys assume. Avoid talks. Hope. Self-resolution. Transparency disrupts positively, uncomfortably. Independence. Genuine self-knowledge beyond bonds. Worth untied to attention. Disappointment. Resilience. Self-standing. Warm-wrapped strength rare. Deep care sans self-loss, love without merger, support sans path sacrifice, give sans dignity loss, rare balance, extremes common, overcare, self-erasure, or overprotect isolation. You center. Clear vision surprises, reality over fantasy, current over potential, flag naming, sight over words, impossible hiding behind excuses, charm, promise, seen deeply, touching hidden parts. Rarest, peace, worked for, not feigned, non-reactive to bothers, validation independent, drama-free, magnetic to unpeaceful, soothing yet scary. Discerning, rattled versus uninterested confuses. Surface similar, space, waver, unevenness. Roots differ. Uninterested, flat energy, steady neutral. Uninvested, no dramatic retreat, just non-advance. Empty texts from compulsion lack. No tension, spark. Battle, no wrestle. Simple, non-choice. Rattled, surging, crashing energy. Interest surges, then retreats. Internal conflict, not you confusion. Tension, nerves. Awareness palpable. Hidden spark, softness. Overwhelmed, not indifferent. Uninterested, careless presentation. Rattled, hyper-aware words, actions. Standard reaction, uninterested exits fight free. No rethink. Rattled, freezes, retreats, quiets, from rise uncertainty, not leave want, fear, inadequacy over freedom loss. Depth differentiates, uninterested, empty, rattled heavy, no mark versus felt tension, weight, silence charge, charged, wrestling, weighted, quiet, not uninterested, scared of impact. Power, magnetism, maintenance, truth-rooted presence, self-respect, identity clarity, not impressing, altering. Power, worth knowledge, no compromise, no half-try settlement, approval chase, peace sacrifice, quiet confidence, solo complete, bonds enhance, not fill. Sensing wholeness sands him, draws naturally. Magnetism, full external life goals, interests, friends, depth beyond romance, projects, vitality, independence, irresistible layers, purpose, self, sands him. Emotional savvy, feel, process solo, clear response over impulse, calm boundaries, direct talk, standard hold sans discomfort avoid. Embrace natural vibe, strength, warmth, clear care, protected openness, undimmed for comfort, full show-up filters unreadiness. Magnetism, confidence living, integrity keeping, true alignment, consistent, noticed pull, solid presence, quiet boundary strength. Key takeaway, simple, powerful, never diminish. Honesty, strength, clarity, depth, power, not flaw. Women pressured to soften, hide intellect, lower standards for male ease. Shrinking loses power, attracts less acceptors. True bonds demand full, unapologetic show-up, own passion, opinions, goals, quirks, magnetic rarity. Rattled men see reflected potential, no shortcut standards. Light challenges growth, rise, best show. Challenge, self-value test, not threat. Never shrinking, boundary protect, open connect. Clear limits, needs, self-respect, magnetic, not difficult. Boundaries frame true self, allow meet decision. Can't? His limit. End. Consistency, self-trust, courage. No apology for intellect, ambition, depth. Power movement draws right, repels wrong. Undimmed, create respect, admiration, lasting bonds. Impactful women shine, forcing notice.